As the Iowa caucuses draw near, Donald Trump is making strategic shifts in his campaign approach, aiming to solidify his position as the frontrunner and secure victory in this pivotal state. Simultaneously, he's altering his campaign rhetoric and targeting to address the broader electorate he'll need to win over if he secures the Republican nomination. On a recent Wednesday, the former president addressed a gathering at the Team Trump Iowa Commit to Caucus event held at the Jackson County Fairgrounds in Maquoketa, Iowa. Following this, he continued to Dubuque, another city in eastern Iowa, to deliver a speech. Trump's Dubuque speech predominantly revolved around the topics of immigration and border security. While he occasionally mentioned Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, his primary focus was on criticizing President Joe Biden's handling of the southern border situation, which he referred to as a nation-wrecking catastrophe and an invasion. He took the opportunity to applaud his own immigration policies during his presidency, stating that he replaced catch and release with a detain and deport approach. Additionally, he asserted that Mexico indirectly funded the border wall through the provision of free soldiers for border security. Trump, if re-elected, vowed to implement what he called the Eisenhower model, which would entail the largest domestic deportation operation in American history. He mentioned using the Alien Enemies Act to remove known or suspected gang members, drug dealers, or cartel members from the United States. Furthermore, Trump expressed his intent to reinstate his travel ban, with plans to expand its scope, without specifying the details. He also asserted that he would deny entry to communists and Marxists without providing specifics on how this would be accomplished. This visit marked Trump's 8th to Iowa, a relatively lower number compared to some of his GOP rivals. In addition to these visits, Trump and other presidential candidates attended an Iowa State versus Iowa football game and made appearances at the Iowa State Fair in August. He also participated in 2 Iowa town halls hosted by Fox News' Sean Hannity and organized smaller events with grassroots activists and faith leaders. This heightened campaign activity in Iowa aligns with increased efforts by MAGA Incorporated, the super PAC supporting Trump's presidential campaign. The super PAC has recently invested over $700,000 in new ad bookings, primarily targeting key Iowa media markets. This shift signifies Trump's determination to limit his rivals' opportunities and establish a strong presence in Iowa. While Trump maintains a commanding lead in national polls among 2024 GOP primary contenders, his campaign's intensified focus on Iowa reflects a strategy to suffocate his competitors, according to a Trump advisor. Following this trip, Trump plans to make 4 more visits to the state in October. Jimmy Centers, a seasoned Republican operative, emphasized the meticulous and well-organized nature of Trump's campaign, stating that they are actively engaging with county party structures, conducting caucus training for activists, and organizing at the precinct level. Despite the formidable presence of Trump's campaign, Centers noted that there is still room for an alternative candidate, but none have yet seized that opportunity. One candidate actively seeking to challenge Trump's dominance in the primary is Governor Ron DeSantis. DeSantis has made Iowa a priority and has capitalized on recent disagreements between Trump and himself, particularly over DeSantis signing a 6-week abortion ban into law. DeSantis has attempted to court the evangelical community in Iowa by criticizing Trump's stance on abortion. Trump's rivals have increasingly taken a confrontational approach, signaling that they recognize the necessity of confronting Trump directly to gain ground in the primary. Even Senator Tim Scott, who has been hesitant to engage in negative campaigning, pointed to Trump's recent comments about negotiating with Democrats on abortion as an issue to highlight. The consensus among Trump's rivals appears to be that there is no viable path to success in the primary without addressing Trump head-on. The recognition is that the nomination process is inextricably linked to Trump's influence. While Trump's current focus is on securing victory in Iowa, he is also looking ahead to the general election and the possibility of a rematch with President Joe Biden. He is set to travel to Detroit to address an audience that includes current and former union members, coinciding with the ongoing United Auto Workers strike. The strike has become a prominent issue in the GOP primary, with candidates weighing in on the matter. In addition to his speech in Detroit, the Trump campaign has initiated a radio ad campaign in Detroit and Toledo, Ohio, aimed at appealing to auto workers by portraying Trump as supportive of their interests and criticizing Biden's push for electric vehicles. The shift in focus toward the general election underscores Trump's awareness of the long road ahead and the need to balance his campaign between securing the nomination and preparing for a potential face-off with President Biden. As the campaign unfolds, Trump's strategy continues to evolve, reflecting the ever-changing landscape of American politics.